Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Wellness Blueprints. I'm Jess Milner. I'm so glad you're here to nourish your roots with me. I'm a master nutritionist, quantum energy healer, and I also read blood work like nobody's business. You've never seen labs read like this before. Today, we are going to have a little bit of an honest conversation, okay? I say something a lot, okay? And I say this a lot. Facts don't care about feelings. And that is very true across the board. People have decided that it's okay to just think with our emotions instead of thinking, with facts and everything. Obviously, your emotions are going to be there. We've talked about this. They shouldn't be in the damn driver's seat. Now, what are we going to talk about today with this honest conversation? All right, the fact that a health professional, your doctor or me or any other nutritionist or functional doctor you're going to, asking you for health data is not a moral judgment. Okay. Somehow health measurements are suddenly being treated like they're personal insults. Your blood pressure is not judging you. Okay. Your cholesterol numbers are not trying to shame you. And, your weight is not measuring your value as a person. Okay. I'm seeing so many social media posts out there with these people like, I went to the doctor and they wanted to weigh me. And I was like, I'm not here to talk about my fatness. And I'm not, blah, 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 blah. And, these people are very, very, very self-conscious about how they look. It's clear. All right. And I'm not sitting here trying to shame anybody. All right. But listen, overall, as a whole, okay, if you grew up and if you were here in the 70s, 80s, 90s, people were smaller. We are thicker as a nation now, okay? Those are the facts. We have thickened out as a people, okay, in the last 30 or 40 years, all right? But our physiology did not actually change. All right. So things happen when your body is above a certain weight, when your waist is bigger than a certain circumference, when you have a certain amount of excess body fat. This isn't about going, oh my God, look at that big back over there. No, this is about a health professional. Like, I need to know these numbers and everything because these actually say something about your picture of health. Okay. So they're not asking you for your weight to shame you. It is a very important puzzle piece. Okay. As a nutritionist, I look at labs all the time. If your vitamin D is low, I'm not judging you about it. It's a fact. I write that down. Vitamin D is low. Let's look at ways that we can improve that. What else is going on? Oh, iron is low. Again, not judging. These are puzzle pieces. Fasting glucose is too high or too low. Again, not judging. It's puzzle pieces. Your weight is another objective piece of this. Okay. Now, there's been a lot of talk that I've seen about, BMI, and people are like, I don't like the BMI. And even, when I was getting my master's and everything in nutrition, there was a lot of discussion about BMI because there are some things, it was never intended to tell us all of the things, it doesn't take into account muscle mass and your fitness and stuff. So, but that doesn't mean that it's worthless. Okay. Now, people are on there going, well, you don't know about my bone density and my muscle mass. Listen, yes, there are bodybuilders out there, okay? Plenty of them. I could name a few, but it doesn't matter. But there are bodybuilders out there who, yes, their BMI will like the red flags will go off and it'll be like, this person is obese. This person is medically obese or even morbidly obese because of the BMI, because of so much muscle. Okay, if you need me to hold your hand, I work out 5 days a week. I lift heavy. All right. So I'm gonna say this to you. Most of the people out there listening to me are not bodybuilders that the BMI is being affected. Like it's just not. Your muscle mass is not affecting your BMI in that way. Very, very few. Yes, it happens. But most of us, my audience, nah, I don't think so, honey. No, no. So, it's not making it worthless. The BMI does correlate quite well with an increased risk of things like type 2 diabetes and hypertension and cardiovascular disease, okay? Sleep apnea, all right? It is a screening tool, all right? And just because, people are like, oh, well, they're showing like, well, based on BMI, I'm medically obese. And then they're showing a video of themselves. And do they look huge? No, but you can see what's going on there. And the thing is, it's in that abdomen, it's that visceral fat in there, okay? And if you are carrying excess fat, especially visceral, in that abdominal area, you are at a higher risk for things like cardiovascular disease, metabolic disorders. That's not me saying things to be mean. These are facts. your risk does increase, just like smoking increases your risk of cancer and high blood pressure increases your risk of stroke. Is it a guarantee that those things are going to happen? No, but the risk absolutely does go up. And when it comes to your BMI, your weight, excess fat, that excess visceral fat, especially that surrounds all of your organs and everything, is going to cause a problem. It's going to increase these risks. Okay. So, asking about weight, discussing weight when they, I came in for this health problem. Why are we talking about my weight? Because your weight has a lot to do with the rest of your health problems that are cascading right now. Okay, that's just part of it. Now, if you have a doctor or practitioner, it's like, we just won't talk about your weight, I don't need to know it. I mean, listen, if you have to turn around and face the other way so that they can write down the weight and you don't have to look at it, fine. We don't have to talk about the number specifically, but your health practitioner needs to know what it is. And if they tell you that they don't, they sound a little incompetent to me. Okay. Just like, if they're like, oh, well, you sound like you're depressed, I'm just going to give you an antidepressant instead of asking you about your diet or your lifestyle or like literally anything about you. Okay. So we don't want incompetence. We don't want somebody to just brush over what's actually important simply to save somebody's feelings. Because like I said before, facts don't care about feelings, and health data is not a moral judgment. Okay. It's literally my job as a nutritionist, as a healthcare provider, to ask these questions, because otherwise I'm not getting a picture of health. All right. Am I out here shaming people, calling people names? Absolutely not. I know how difficult it is to lose even 1 pound. I know how frustrating it is to feel like you're killing yourself with diet and exercise, this, that, and the other, and have that fucking scale still go up. I get it. I've been there. I have been medically obese. I have been just about 5-10 pounds away from being considered morbidly obese. And you know what? I wasn't that big compared to what we're seeing out there. However, I had insulin resistance. I had IBS from fucking hell. I cannot even begin to tell you how horrible my gut was for most of my life. It was bad. All right. It was PCOS then. Now it's PMOS, polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome rather than cystic, because I never had cysts on my ovaries. So I'm glad that they changed the name of that and everything. But basically, when those things are happening, it's a whole metabolic thing going on. And then your cholesterol is going up and this is happening. And what are people doing? They're just like, well, maybe we'll just throw some medicine at it. You don't need to change your diet or anything. This is not helpful information. When I lost that weight, those problems went away. I didn't have to take a medication to make my insulin resistance go away. I just had to remind my body how to work properly by allowing it to filter out some things. So it's going to be different for everyone. Your health journey is going to always be different, but we're never going to get anywhere. There's not going to be any progress in your health journey if we just coddle your damn feelings. Okay. So if you feel like, I don't want to get on the scale, I don't want to talk about my fatness. Okay. Well, when you're ready to actually discuss the full picture of your health, then you can come back and we can do that, because I can't help you if you're going to refuse to talk about a very important part of your health. It's just as important as the rest of your lives. We talked a few weeks ago on this podcast about how soda is not actually nutritious, and we're not going to call it nutritious just because it's yummy. We're also not going to say, no, you can never have that, because, I don't want you to have it in excess, but I'm not going to tell you you're bad if you have soda. But I'm not going to be like, well, there's sugar in it and like a little bit of phosphorus. So isn't that like, no, it's not benefiting your body in any way. And then you have the people just like with the BMI. Well, the muscle mass, guys. Yes, that is an exception to the rule. It is not the rule. And that is the same type of thing when somebody goes, oh, well, this person was having a type 1 diabetes, a low blood sugar, incident, and the soda is what helped them and saved their life at that moment. Okay, so maybe the soda was the only thing available that was very helpful. Yes, that high fructose corn syrup, big blood sugar spike. Yes, that person is better. That again is an exception. It is not the rule, and that doesn't make it nutritious. It just means that it was something that could be used in a pinch, which was very helpful at the time. But so we're not going to say soda is nutritious just because people like to drink it. We're not going to coddle like that, and we're not going to go, yay, you have a 100% perfect bill of health when you have all of this excess body fat, because that would be incredibly irresponsible of me as a practitioner, as a nutritionist, and as like a human being, your friend, your pal. Like, it's irresponsible to lie to someone like that and say, okay, well, your weight is not important. Your BMI is not important. We can just ignore all of these things because we don't want your feelings to be hurt. And while I don't want to go around hurting anyone's feelings, that's certainly not my goal. I'm also not going to be telling lies to save feelings. We all, every damn one of us, has something in our closet that we can, be not proud of. Okay. Maybe it's your weight. Maybe it's, uh, maybe you like to drink a lot of soda. Maybe, I mean, there's so many different things out there. We all have, our vice or something or another, something that we could probably improve. Okay. And I would never want somebody to tell me that it's healthy to have all of these sodas just because I enjoy them. Or, it's like, I mean, I'm like, oh, well, I mean, because how far are you even going to go with it? Like, oh, well, she enjoys smoking the cigarette. So it's probably not bad for her. No, it's still bad. It's still not good for the body. I'm not telling you can't do it, but it's still not good for the body. So, we need to you got to call a spade a spade. Okay. So let's not lie to each other to spare each other's feelings, because at the end of the day, who the hell are you helping by telling lies like that about somebody's health? So, emotions, I love them. They shouldn't be in the driver's seat though. So let's not think with them. Let's look at the facts. Let's figure out how we can look at the facts and try and not smash emotions while we do it. Now, let's have a good bedside manner. Let's be kind to each other, but let's not freaking lie. All right. Because lying sucks and it's not going to get you anywhere. So be healthy, seek the best journey for yourself, and don't let those damn emotions drive. Okay. Remember, our physiology has not changed, and your risk does go up when you have certain waist circumference, when you have, when you are above a certain BMI for your height and weight, your risk for these things does increase. And these things are pretty damn prevalent. So I'm not going to lie about them. And I really hope that people are able to begin to understand why health practitioners do have to ask these questions. And if I do have any other practitioners out there listening, probably anybody who's listening to mine is already super nice with a great bedside manner and everything, because I tend to not surround myself with assholes too much. But if you are a doctor out there and you do have a judgy tone in your voice and you do have a yucky bedside manner and you say weird shit, especially to women, and blame everything on their weight, that's not okay either. Okay. We don't like that either. There is a way to be human and compassionate about these kinds of things. And yes, the facts don't care about feelings, but the practitioner fucking should. Okay. So be nice out there. Stay healthy. Love you guys. Be back next week.